It was only till really when I went out in public that's when I noticed the world wasn't so kind. Like, if this is going to be my whole life, then what's the point?
Kia ora, I'm Melie and welcome to the third series of Treading Water, where I speak to a range of different people about their mental health journeys. Today, I'm speaking to Ellie Bloomfield.
So I was born with achondroplasia, which is the most common form of dwarfism, and it affects in around 1 in 25,000 births.
Was there ever a time that you got to a certain age and realised it's the condition you had?
I feel like other people just made me realise I was different.
Yeah.
So when I would go out and people would look at me or taking photos just because I look different, that's when I noticed, because everyone that is close to me and knows me just treats me the same.
Has that had quite an impact on your mental health when you leave kind of those places and that happens?
Yeah, a lot of the time I get really anxious about going into places, so sometimes I'll just drive off because I know that I already don't want to go in there. There was no acceptance of who I was, and I was frustrated and upset because people were making me feel different and I couldn't change anything about it. That was the one thing that I took from my psychologist, is she told me, you'll never be able to control the way that people react to you. You can only control how you react to them. My cousins would try and stand up for me about things, my brothers, and try and protect me, but I always didn't like it because I didn't want to make a scene.
Did you ever feel like you couldn't talk about how you felt?
Yeah. I know there was mental health, but no one really talked about it at school. I think everyone just dealt with it in their own way. It wasn't really spoken about as much as it is today. I would just deal with it on my own and not talk to anyone about it, or I just let it build up. I think the biggest part was when I was 16, I didn't know how to deal with it, so I dealt with it by hurting myself, which isn't the way to go about things. It was just this feeling of sadness and frustration of not being able to change anything. And then it was that voice in your head as well of yourself trying to say, you do matter, you are fine. But then there's the other voice telling you that it's never going to end. Being at your lowest is an awful feeling, especially getting to the point where you say that you feel like you don't even want to be here, but you have so much to give to the world and to your family, and you know that if anything happened, how much you'd be missed and how much you'd be loved and how much you are loved.
In terms of your anxiety, do you take medication for that?
Yeah, it just kind of like levels me out to the point where I don't have that anxiety of going out places. Like for me, my body gets really hot and I'm just all like, I can get really tense. Your stomach just kind of turning in knots. Whereas with the medication, it really helps just kind of make me feel like I can do it. I can go out and just live my daily life, and it just gives me that balance of not being so scared. I've been able to deal with things and understand things a lot better. I definitely feel that with talking about things more is a lot easier.
So if you could change one thing about how society treats people with dwarfism?
Just be more accepting of people with dwarfism as just having dwarfism, that it's just a physical difference, it's no different to someone being in a wheelchair or being super tall. It's that people with dwarfism can do basically the exact same things as every other person, just that we're human beings like everyone else.
What's been your biggest support and I guess helped you through the hard times?
My family's the biggest thing. So we're all very close, got a big family. My friends making me not forget about it, but they don't make me feel any different. So I just am so comfortable with them that I'm just myself. When I'm with my family, it's just the real, true me, because they've always known me for just being Ellie.
Has your mum been, I guess, probably your biggest supporter and person to go to?
Yeah, she's just always loved me since the beginning. She's always been good for just letting me cry it out and then pick myself back up and move on. And my dad, they haven't ever treated me any differently. So that's been the biggest thing, I think, as well, is that they've just never made any real adjustments. Like, we joke about it, about light switches and things being up high in the house and everything like that, but they've never wanted me to feel any different and just let me do things my own way. In my job, I like being with the kids because they don't see me any differently. They just see me as Miss Ellie. Also, my community of people, Little People of New Zealand, that is for people with dwarfism. That's the biggest support network that I have. Makes me realise that there are also other people like me out there. It's just a really good place to go to feel safe and share experiences and to educate new parents that have come in to the group. My dream would be to write a book, and then for that book to go on to another book and another book, and then to be able to go around to schools and early childhood centres and read them to children, to educate them about dwarfism.
What would you tell, I guess, parents who have a kid with dwarfism or someone who has dwarfism that's struggling?
That they're going to be fine, that you grow up and you get older, get to experience the world. 9 times out of 10, the good days are better than the bad. For new parents coming in, just the reassurance, like, yes, you might have medical surgeries and situations that will be difficult, but your child's going to be fine and live a happy life, be healthy, be able to do things differently and still be able to succeed in life. It's only now, getting older, that I feel more proud of who I am.
What are you proud of?
Just being able to go and live life, just travelling the world, being able to experience things just like everyone else, not reacting to people and their comments and their negativity, but I think I'm most proud of just being able to be who I am.